Hello, my name is Chris. I'm the guy in the picture you just saw. I want to talk to you about the position you have at QVC and see if I'm a fit for that. If you have any questions while I'm talking, by all means raise your hand and wait for me to call on you. I live in Los Angeles right now. I used to live in Pennsylvania. More on that later. Stuff I like doing, I like going to the beach. I live about 6.5 miles from the beach. I used to live about a block from the beach, and boy, I love that. That's really nice. I like flying airplanes, so small airplanes. In fact, I live very close to a small airport, so if you hear, some planes flying over, that's probably what that is. Now, where I'm from, okay, my dad grew up in Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. Tough guy. Mom grew up in Norristown. I was born in Norristown, moved to Trapp near Eagleville till like 3rd grade. Then I moved to Salterton and lived the rest of my adult life, more or less. Well, not adult life, kid life, growing up through high school. And then I went to Montgomery County Community College. Big move when I graduated Salterton. Got my associate's degree there. And then I made the big move to Temple University in Philly and studied communications there. Actually, you know what? When I was going to school, I used to date a girl at Westchester College, so I spent a few evenings on campus there. Mom and Dad do not know that. To this day, they didn't know it then, they don't know it now. And I'm telling you this because I trust you. I don't know who you are. But, so I went, and we're not going together anymore. I graduated from Temple, communications degree. Meanwhile, I was working for my dad's company, hydraulic cylinder repair for dump trucks and trash trucks and things like that. So that's glamorous work. I knew I didn't want to do that for the rest of my life, so I went, I went to school while I was doing that, and I graduated Temple with a communications degree, and I was working for Dad, and meanwhile I had some internships for some Philadelphia radio stations. One was Power 99 FM. I don't know if you guys, you probably do that. And Eagle 106 was a big station back then, if any of you were familiar with that. Then I got a full-time job, my first full-time radio job, Rochester, New York. Did nights up there. Then I moved down to Washington, D.C. I did nights there. And then I moved to Hartford, Connecticut. I did afternoons there. A big radio career in the beginning. Then I got the big call to come out here in Los Angeles, and I did nights at a radio station, huge radio station, 102.7 KISS FM. Rick Dees was the morning guy, and he, of course, has the Rick Dees Weekly Top 40, if you're familiar with that. Well, the people that created that show created another small show and wanted me to host it, and it was the Fox Kids Countdown at that time, and it turned into, to other things later, but they got me to host it, and that was a heck of a ride. It ended about a year ago, and went for 18 years, and in those 18 years, I get it's a national syndicated radio show. A lot of great experience. Interviewed lots of people, from American Idols to Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Janet Jackson.
They got stones to come out and do what they do in front of us and take the brunt of our judging them. And it's turning out some great talent.
Aerosmith talking about stones. Didn't think I'd get that reference.
Stones to be in Aerosmith. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a wonderful thing. I mean, to recognize talent and to see the talent really go to work doing something that they're meant to do, just like any of us. Like you're doing this. You're good with people. You're quick-witted. You've got a certain charm and a knowledge of how to do this thing. That's a gift, Some people have that gift.
He's speaking British. It's hard to understand. Yeah.
How's the couple of days going, all right?
So far, so good. You want to do me a favor and hold this?
Yes, of course.
There you go. How are your couple of days going? Good?
Yeah, fine. Yeah, we've
Good.
been editing the shows, doing a lot of promo stuff, but driving everyone nuts. I like it.
That's what he does. Next to me is one of the judges of a new show on Fox called The X Factor. It's Simon Cowell. Am I pronouncing that right? Cowell.
I have so many people. I interviewed a lot of artists that you don't even know because they didn't really make it big, but it was so beautiful, sitting in this small room. And they were talking, and they're really interesting people. Most of the people I've interviewed, it must be, up to 1,000 people. It just seems that's about the amount anyway. But they're so interesting. And then they would play for me. A little kid from Salterton. I'm out here in a small, studio with these brilliant artists, and they would just play right there, and it sounded so good. It was absolutely amazing. And I would get a lump in my throat. I mean, even at the end, towards the end of, those 18 years. And I kept on, I would sit back and go, what am I doing here? Very lucky. I was very lucky I had that. Well, anyway, in between there, I also, since I was working for Fox, they got me on air doing what they call interstitials. You're in TV, you probably know what that is. Then I got some tape, and then I got an audition, or whatever, an audition tape together, and I got an agent, and then they sent me out on auditions, and since then I've done a bunch of different things. I did a pilot for Discovery Channel. I did a show on women's entertainment, like a home fixing show.
How tough is this?
I don't think it's very strong.
No? How long has it been here?
It's been there a while. I think it's pretty weak. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that works. Oh, the door is right over here.
Then I got this job. Now, I know QVC has really loyal viewers. Well, I know what that's like because I used to work for a place called Tech TV out in San Francisco, and that was a network. It turned into G4. But I still get emails saying, hey, Chris, whatever happened to Tech TV, and where is everybody? I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it, but very loyal viewership out there. And I used to do a half-hour news show, live news show.
Here's Tech Live.
I'm actually not sure I get it. So you need a drug to feel love, or this is like...
Some do. Some
Okay.
do.
All right.
Yeah, maybe you do.
I don't. I love everybody. It's fantastic. I love you too. Thank you very much for joining us on Tech Live. I am Chris Leary.
And I'm Jessica Corbin. Thank you for joining us.
Well, E or X around the club scene, it's the love drug.
And some magazine-style shows. And even they put me on CNN to do updates with them. We had cross promotions with CNN. I was on The View a couple times. Well, that was fun.
Here to tell us more about them is Tech TV's Chris Leary. Hey, Chris.
Next, I tried this thing and I found it to be very dangerous.
I love this.
This is a thigh sort of
It's
thing.
a lateral thigh trainer. Try it. Just try it once.
Unless Star and Chris are with me,
Okay.
I cannot go on this
It not only goes up and down, but it goes sideways, and it helps.
Look, here's the point. You can't. It's danger. I'm going to fall. I will fall on this.
Talk about the view. No,
Yeah, and I was also on ABC Network. We did a summer replacement for Grey's Anatomy. They threw it in there. They were trying to go up against NBC's America's Got Talent, and mine was called Master of Champions. And although it was very fun, we didn't beat out then. What is it? Who was it? Who's doing that? Regis Philbin. Obviously, that's still running. Our show isn't, but it was a really fun show. And yeah, so I mean, I did a lot. It's funny because within that time, I also have done a lot of infomercials. So although I did a lot of TV and radio, my career seems to always move towards sales. So I did lots of infomercials. I've done satellite media tours. So I kind of get an idea of what it is to sell something on camera, which I believe is a lot what QVC does on your network, if I'm not correct. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it's somewhat of a hit, and you might not even be watching this right now. I could be doing this I'll show my family this little thing. They like seeing little updates from me. The other day I went to Target, bought a new shirt, so I figured I'd share it with you. And speaking of buying things, why don't we talk? You know what? I want to show you our next item. It's a blender.